Hey, good afternoon traders. It's Sunday afternoon here, and just wanted to put out a trade alert. Not really a trade alert, but we wanted to take a look at crude oil. I know we have crude positions, and this market's been bearing down to the downside without any let up. So we just want to take a look, spend a few minutes and look at some projections, support levels, and what it would take to turn this market around. So let's get right to it. Okay, this is a 2-hour chart of the crude market. I wanted to scrunch this up so you could see the underlying structure. You can see when crude gets on a tear from this low over here all the way up. Once it finally made up its mind, crude is one of the best stair-stepping markets I've ever seen. It just continues to stair-step upwards on its way to tops, and when it gets finished, it stair-steps back down to the downside. Just continually stair-stepping. So just one of the more orderly, as violent as they can be, just some of the more orderly movements you'll ever see in any market like this. So right now what we've got is I have a couple of support levels programmed right in here. One's a retracement from a while back, and then we have an extension as well. So right now we're dead into some support, and the next level I have is down here at the 43 level. Really there's been some really good buying pressure down here at 43, so we can't disregard that. Disregard that buyers might step back in at 43 if it gets down that low. We could very easily launch from this area right here. There's enough evidence to see that. Let me run another extension, the most recent extension, and see what we get. I didn't do that before we plugged up, but anyway, it's good so that you guys can see what I'm doing here. I'm starting from this level, going back, and we know that 1.27 is not going to. Let's just take a look back up here, check this off. Let's go to 1.618. And we'll check 2.618 and see what we've got. Okay, yeah, that most recent swing has us right smack dab. Anyway, we're bracketed into a lot of support right here, guys. So we'll take that off so we clear it up. So we're at a point right now where I think for the first time that it could grab some traction. I'm not saying that it will, but it certainly could. There's enough compelling evidence saying that we're in the area, maybe down to 43, and if that doesn't hold, then we really have to look out way below. So, but this thing has been a relentless mover down, a relentless move up, back down, and I know we've had positions on all through all of this right here. So again, you guys that are trading through this, holding your own, scratching trades, making small profits, hey, that's as good a trading as you're going to get. Eventually the market will settle back down into a range enough to where we have some good trades on. So but right now it's just bearing down on us. Alright, this is what it would take for the crude market to rally. Just some numbers for you to look at. I have and disregard these black lines and the red lines. These are from last week's weekly ranges. Just kind of disregard those right now. They don't mean anything in this market. I'll reset those Monday morning. What I do want you to pay attention to is this level here. The market on a 2-hour basis has to close above like 44.90. We've got to get above that most recent little high right there. That's the first indication that this market could turn around, is a close above that level. You can see going back up, none of these markets have ever made it back up to the prior peaks. When they don't do that, guys, and they immediately turn around and take out those lows, like right here, yeah, you're going down at least twice this amount from the rally up, at least twice that amount down every time. So you can just go back and check these. It's not magic or anything. It's just the way these markets work. So if it doesn't clear those most recent little swing highs and starts to falter, and as soon as it cracks that, just measure this swing area right here and project that down twice the distance, and you're going to get a point where the market has a high likelihood of getting to. So anyway, we're stuck here temporarily. We could go down to 43, but if we start to rally, I want us to know what a significant rally is. So that close above here could mean a sharp push up. It doesn't mean that crude's going to go straight up from there, although it could. What you'll see crude does a lot of times, I've noticed intraday, is when it starts making the thrusts up, there's usually some retests back to the downside before it takes back off again. So I feel pretty safe in saying that if we get a close above this level right here in crude, that this low is very significant. So that's what we have to. So that's a very important point to play off of from that point forward. It may come down and retest that, but I think that low would be very important. So let's just see how crude trades next week. I think next week's going to be very volatile. So we could see some huge spike downs, but watch for the closing action on these 2-hour bars. It can be very violent in a 2-hour time frame on crude, but pay attention to where the 2-hour chart closes. That's what you have to pay attention to. Crude could spike all the way down to 41 and some change in one 2-hour chart and close back up again above 43. I mean, that's not out of the realm of unusual for crude. I mean, sure, it's an aberrational move, but it's certainly within possibilities for this market. Anyway, I just wanted you to take a look at some of the levels here. Intraday, watch the structure. That's what I like watching about the crude market. It has a really good structure to it once it starts moving. Alright, let's take a look at the daily chart. Let's expand it out a little bit just so you can see. Alright, so these are the levels again on the daily chart that I've projected. So this is what it looks like daily time frame. Here's that low I was telling you about that's really where buyers have stepped in. They turned the market around right there, propelled it up, it came back down, almost tested it again before it shot back up, some 15, 20, close to 15-20%, right in that area. Yeah, we have some other targets down, but I'd prefer to see some clusters of other retracement areas before these are significant in my book. So, but anyway, that's where we stand on the crude market. Just be careful. I know some of you guys that are still nursing these things have probably 9 days to go in them. So just keep awareness. I really like watching 2-hour charts when we're getting close like this, just to see how this market reacts. So anyway, that's a wrap up on the crude market. Guys, have a nice weekend. This is BA signing out.